quick little polynomial review. So decide whether the function is a polynomial. There could be three of them. Let's see. So f of x equals 1/2 x squared minus 3x to the fourth minus 7. B is going to be f of x equals negative 0.05x plus pi x squared minus root 2. C is going to be f of x equals 6x squared plus 2x to the negative 1 plus x.
Plus 17x squared.
Pi x squared?
Oh, it's pi, no.
That's pi. Make sure I knew where you were talking about. So, yes or no on these guys? What do you think for letter A? Is that function going to be a polynomial?
Yeah, so I know.
Yeah, there's nothing weird going on there, so that's definitely a yes. That would be a nice, smooth, continuous function, no little pointy spots, no jagged edges. All right, what about letter B?
Yeah.
It is, yeah, it's getting stranger looking, as in your coefficients are weird, but it's still just an x squared, an x, and then a constant, right? Okay, so that is a yes. What about C?
No.
No. Why is it a no? Yes, because of this. You would have an asymptote at x equals 0. Okay, so that is not going to work. So negative exponents do not work with your polynomial functions. Okay. Yeah. What? So anything that's going to make it have an asymptote or a hole, any sort of discontinuity, anything that's going to make it not go from negative infinity to infinity. Okay. But most of those, so negative exponent, which this is 2 over x, so like having a variable in the denominator, that's not going to be a polynomial. Okay? All right. Let's try. So very similar to your warm-up today. Find all zeros. So that means you need to start with your P over Q list and then start figuring out which ones work, okay? So let's say f of x equals x cubed minus 2x squared minus 8x plus 16. You guys, I'm going to give you a minute here to try this one. So start with your list. So, good question. Guys, you got to know what the directions mean. So, if it said find all possible rational roots, that's just P's and Q's. This means I want the actual zeros or x-intercepts from the graph.
lot of that. Go back to work. Here. So, yeah, stop.
How are we doing, guys? Okay. Guys, how many of you just factored this? Yes? Let's just do that. I'll give you one that doesn't factor. So, factor by grouping. What can I take out of the first group? X squared. What is left? Minus 2. What do you want to take out of the second one? X minus 2. So, your factors are x minus 2. So x equals 2, and then x equals plus or minus 2 root 2. Yeah, those are zeros. You can absolutely get there with the p over q and all of that good stuff, but yes, you can. All right.
Because I did.
Let's do another one. So again, let's find all zeros. Let me give you one. All right, x to the fourth. Plus 9x cubed. You know what, guys? I'm changing that. I don't want that one because that's going to get really ugly with big numbers. So let's do plus 2x cubed minus 7x squared minus 20x minus 12.
Wait, what's the first one?
How are we doing, guys? Finding any upper or lower bounds? Reason upper bound, that would be helpful.
I don't have
be both.
They can be both. Because if they're all non-negative all the way across, that's fine.
So don't check anything higher.
Don't check anything higher than 3. Ignore that 4, 6, and 12.
Let's go.
How are we doing, guys? Did you find one? And then all of them? Has everyone found at least one that works?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what I'll do on some of them is if it starts to the 4th, I may give you one that works. And then you'll have to work, you know what I mean? Like I'll reduce your time spent checking things. Okay. There's nothing worse than like you've literally made it through the list and nothing, and you know you made a mistake somewhere with a sign, and you're like, it's bad. I'm just picturing Genevieve coming back in. But I've not done one. Like, oh no.
It's literally beyond everything. I always mess it up.
What did you guys try that you liked? -1, okay.
Oh, -3 and -2 work.
Alright, I don't know why I put so much space in there, but that's okay. Okay, so -1 definitely works. Then let's try 3.
Wait, are you choosing the randomly? Oh, it's not fair. It's not fair. I have the worst.
I heard somebody say 3 is an upper bound, so I know it's gonna work.
Oh wait, I thought you said that upper bounds aren't necessarily 0.
Not necessarily, but I know this one. I know.
Wait, upper bounds are not 0.
Oh, but you still want.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's one.
So then from here we can factor. So my zeros are -1, 3, -2. And sometimes the directions, like I might ask you different things. I might ask you for the zeros. I might say write this as a product of linear factors. What would that mean? Yes. Okay, so just make sure. There you go. Okay.
Oh, you did that.
Yeah, make it an actual equation. Okay. Yes.
How would you know that you've gotten all the zeros?
Okay, what was the degree? Okay. And so I see 4 of them, so I know I'm good. Because the negative 2 is a double root. Yeah. All right, so are we okay with the whole polynomials and P's and Q's and finding roots and all that good stuff? Yeah? Okay. So a couple other things I'm going to ask you. What number am I on? 4? So when you get down to this part, that's where you would find your imaginary solutions. Like, it just, when you solved it, they wouldn't be real. They won't be like hiding. You won't have to like guess that they exist. You just, when you get to that part, then you find them. Okay. All right. So write a polynomial function of least degree real coefficients in the standard form. And I will give you your zeros are -5, 3, and 4 plus I. Like, no parentheses. Multiply that. I know.
Gotta make sure.
Yes, okay, good. So if 4 plus I is one of your zeros, you also know 4 minus I, right? Those imaginaries, they come in pairs. They stick together. So, everybody good with x plus 5 and x minus 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, for your next two, think about what you're doing. When you did, you had a -5 as a 0, so you turned it into x plus 5, right? We did x minus whatever that 0 was. So think about doing x minus 4 plus I. What is that really going to give you? Okay. And then you're also going to do x minus 4 minus I. So what's that going to be?
Minus.
Yes. Yeah. Imaginaries come in pairs. So if you have one, you know you actually have two. They're the conjugates of each other. Okay. All right. So now we're going to multiply. Please multiply in an order that makes sense. Do not take x minus 3 times x minus 4 minus I first. Okay? Don't do that. You will lose your mind. I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to multiply the first two together, and I'll have, what, x squared plus 2x minus 15? Okay? Now, multiply the two with imaginaries together, because your imaginaries should go away. They're conjugates of each other, so that should happen. So I'm going to get x squared minus 4x plus xi, then minus 4x plus 16 minus 4i minus xi plus 4i minus I squared. Okay, all I did was multiply. I did x times x, x times -4, x times I. And I did -4 times x, 4 times -4, right? I mean, it's like foil on steroids, okay? We got it. And guys, some of you see this very well and know exactly what's going to happen, and that's totally fine. Like, you can jump to the next one, it's going to be okay. Yeah. Wait, for combining? So, okay, let's look. All right, guys, so when you get to the combining of your like terms, x squared is by itself, right? -4x and -4x, that's -8x. Yes. xi, negative xi are gone. Negative 4i, positive 4i, they're gone. And guys, what is negative I squared? Positive. So, yes. So,
It's negative 4.
I squared would be negative 1, but it's negative I squared, so plus 1. So, do you guys see how that's actually plus 17? Yes. Okay.
I squared is 1.
I squared's negative 1.
That's it.
Okay.
You said you wanted
Okay, so now we have to multiply one more time. We're almost there, guys. On your test, make sure you read directions, because sometimes I will ask you in standard form, sometimes I will ask you to leave it in factored form. If I say in factored form, where do you think you're going to stop? No, the very first step, like that's factored form, that would be it, okay? So, from a time-saving standpoint, please read your directions. All right, so if we multiply one more time, what am I going to get? X to the 4th, minus 8x cubed, plus 17x squared, plus 2x cubed, minus 16x squared, plus 34x. Are we having fun yet, guys? Minus 15x squared. Let's see, 15 times 8, 80 and 40, 120, so plus 120x. And then, what is that, 255?
Yeah.
Minus 255. So, what is your final answer? Who knows? All right, x to the 4th. Here, let me move it up a little bit. Sorry. All right, then I've got these colors. Yep, looks like that's my only one. So minus. Okay, then x squared. There. So, what do we get? Bless you.
Bless you.
Negative 14, yeah. No, because that'd be positive 1 minus 15, so yeah, negative 14 squared. Then I got these two. What do I get when I combine those? 154x, and then minus 255. Good times. Okay.
Good times.
You know, one of those things. You miss out one thing.
Yeah. So please, for me grading these, don't mess it up. Okay. Please just get them right. So much happier.
Make sure you miss
So that's why I said read your directions, because sometimes I just say leave it in factor form. Okay, which that's much easier. Okay. All right, we're just doing one more problem.
If you leave it in factor form, would you not? Would you treat it next? Like,
You would
as a-
stop there.
Oh, just on
All
my
day.
Yeah,
You wouldn't do.
yeah, that's factor. All right, this is better. All right, use the given 0. Find all complex zeros. That's next. Okay. So f of x equals 2x to the 5th plus x to the 4th. So guys, how many zeros should there be? Minus 7x cubed plus 21x squared minus 225x plus 108. And the 0 I give you is 3i.
Let's go.
More good times ahead, guys. Everyone's just like, oh, really? Yes, we can do this. You do not plug it in. All right. We know it's a 0, right? So if I do synthetic division with it, what would you expect to happen?
A lot of zero, yeah.
A lot of multiplying. A little bit of pain. Okay. So I bring down a 2. I multiply. What do I get? 6i. Okay. So when I add, that's 1 plus 6i, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now this is where it gets interesting. We're multiplying again. So what's 3i times 1? 3i.
Minus 18.
Minus 18, because it'd be plus 18i squared. Okay. All right. So now we got to add again. So 3i. Give me your point. Minus what? 25. Okay. So what's 3i times 6i? Okay, and what's I squared? Yeah, so we're going to be using that I squared a whole lot as we go through this, okay? All right, so I multiply again. So what's 3i times 3i? Negative 9. And then that'd be minus, what, 75i? Okay, so add that together. I don't know if you gave yourself enough room. I didn't. So 21 minus 9. 12. You guys are like doubting yourselves now on 3 plus 4. I don't know. So 12 minus 75i. Okay. So multiply. What's 3i times 12? 36i. And then negative 75i times 3i. So first with 75 times 3. And then like 225, right? So is it going to be positive or negative 225? Positive plus 225. All right, add those together. What do I get? 36i times 3i. My guess is it's negative 108. Okay.
Whoa. Oh my.
Oh.
Yes.
No, it is. 36 times 3 is 108, and then I squared makes it negative 108. But guys, do you see how getting to the end of this, you're going to know whether you did it right or not? If you don't get 0 for that last one, and I told you 3 has a 0. Okay. Yes. Yes. So another 0 is negative 3i. Because guys, look at what we have left at the bottom. Do you think we can put like x to the 4th in with that and factor that? No. Okay. So we have to use another 0. So remember, imaginaries come in pairs. So negative 3i. I'm not going to rewrite all of those. I'll just use them as they are. Okay? All right. So bring down your 2. When I multiply, what do I get? Negative 6i. Oh, how nice. When I add, what do I get? 1. Okay? Are you seeing what's going to happen here? These i's are all going to go away. Okay, so 1 times negative 3i is negative 3i. Add, what do I get? Negative 25. Okay, multiply, what do I get? 75i, right? So again, then those are going to cancel out, and I just have 12. Isn't it weird? So then this is negative 36i. Which is 0. Are you with me on that? That one was a lot nicer, wasn't it?
Whoa.
What?
So you can just be so nice on the second time. So you can just plug.
I didn't plug. What do you mean just plug?
No, like, because that would become like a real thing.
Well, this was, so it's like, we cut this off because that was the remainder on the first one. So now I'm only looking at that, your remainder is 0. Okay, so now I've got 2x cubed plus x squared minus 25x plus 12.
Yeah.
You with me there? How do you solve that now?
Now we just.
What do you do from here? Good work with the 3i and negative 3i, but now what? I know. It's like the never-ending problem. Okay.
And then after this, we.
So guys, make your P and Q list.
I don't know why it takes so long.
So guys, you got a pretty long list here. How about I do a nudge?
Wow, there's.
Okay, I don't need any. What actually? Yeah, I'll give you.
No, we just have the upper and lower bounds. Upper and lower bounds. Why? I'd rather have the upper and lower bounds.
Really? You don't want me to
Why would you
zero?
rather have one zero? No, alright? Then we're not learning. I want to learn. I need to practice grounded.
Alright guys, try 3.
I need to practice. It doesn't work.
My. I think we've lost it.
Holy.
Okay, so we're getting to 2x squared plus 7x minus 4 equals 0. Does it factor? Probably. Let's hope. Yeah, it should.
How do you factor when there's a more than one on the left?
So, when there's a more than one on the left. I know what you mean, when there's a leading coefficient of anyone. If everything is prime or really small numbers, I just guess and check. But I do think in my head first, okay, so 2 times negative 4, that's negative 8. Are there any numbers that multiply to give me negative 8 and add up to positive 7? Yes. So I know it's factorable, and then I guess and check. If they're really big numbers, then I do the whole writing it out with the grouping and all of that. This one seems okay, like plus 4 minus 1, right? Okay. So, your zeros were 1/2, negative 4, 3, plus or minus 3i. Whew. Okay, bit of a beast, right?
Oh yeah.
And guys, please don't do all of that work and then like forget to list the original 0 they gave you, okay? Star. What? It's just dreadful. But hopefully you would recognize you made a mistake because you're not going to get 0 as your remainder. So you can go back and try again. Hey guys, on the homework, I'm going to cross out 2 problems. So 26 and 28, you can skip on your homework. 26 and 28, skip those 2, okay?
Don't.